the Pac-12. Rainbow Warriors are 29-57. After the game, UH head coach Norm Chow said the game his team played, well, their style was like a broken record playing the same old song. Were things there? It's just not executed. Did you see what you wanted to see in the offense?
Yeah, there were some things there. I mean, you know, if we play the first half like we did the second half, then we're fine. But you can't come out and spot Oregon State 30 points going into halftime and expect to win the football.
Going over this film, I know, you know, after going over this film, it's gonna just click in and say, man, I should have done and you don't want that to happen. You know, you want to leave it out there on the field so you can say, I did my part.
Stuff is something hard to deal with, but, you know, I'm definitely proud of the way my team fought tonight and, you know, not giving up and having that big heart that they have.
UH trailed 31-7 at halftime, outgained by the Beavers, 348 yards to 111.
2nd and 8. Taking that time to storm Woods, Mannion rolling out, looking around. Throws into the end zone. We got a flag on the play. Is it a touchdown? Touchdown.
A minute and 4 seconds into the second half, Oregon State led 38-7. Here's the same old song part. In the fourth quarter, Hawaii ran off 23 unanswered points. Slow, sluggish start. Furious finish. The outcome again close, but just short. Did you feel the enthusiasm, maybe the energy get sucked out in the first half?
Yeah, there was a drive in there where it seemed like the game was being taken from us, but you know, that's another situation where we got to regroup, find a way to overcome.
You know, anytime you turn the football over, that'll happen, and they did a nice job of moving the football on offense, and we didn't do a good job of converting third down, so we were getting off the field quick and keeping our defense on the field, and you can't do that against a Pac-12 opponent.
The energy wasn't there for the offense. You know, we had too many 3-and-outs. You know, we kept putting the defense back on the field, and that's something hard for them. You know, not getting a blow to you know, just breathe and calm down.
We don't have to worry about these losses. We just gotta continue to work hard and continue to never give up. You know what I mean? That's what Coach said. Coach Chow said, always tell us that it don't matter what the score is. You know, we just gotta, if we just give our 100%, if we just go all out and just work hard, play hard for each other, and nothing will be wrong.
Mistakes, missed opportunities, we've learned most times are greater than great effort. Spot a team 38 points, especially a Pac-12 team loaded with talent, well, makes the comeback no matter the heart of a Warrior. And you got to love these kids for that, but it makes it improbable, if not impossible. The difference between first half and second half, what do you feel like? What was the difference?
I mean, this team has a lot of fight and a lot of heart, and we were in the locker room and we knew we weren't doing things right in the first half, and so we came out in the second half and knew we had a big hole to fill, and so we came out and did everything we could to get back in that game.
It wasn't a huge adjustment other than let's take care of the line of scrimmage, let's take care of our coverages, let's do the things the right way. Yeah, we did adjust our play calling a little bit, but it was more about getting back to playing the basics of football.
Trust, belief, and accountability into ourselves. You know, we've been in that situation. That's what I mean. We've been, for the past 3 years, we've been in this situation, and we know what we got to do.
When it was all said and done, final numbers on the scoreboard had Oregon State winning 38-30. Rainbow Warriors committing its first turnover of the season. UH getting its first turnovers of the season. Career-high 3 rushing touchdowns by Joey Iosefa. The one player wearing black that may have made the biggest improvement between games 1 and 2. We'll hear from him. Oh, and the penalties. Total of 25 in the game for minus 207 yards. Now, no sense in asking because coaches can't really talk about it, but I can. Officiating was horrible at times. Horrible. Capital H-O-R, horrible. We got a lot to talk about. I'm Robert Kikaula. This is Norm Chow, Inside Access here in OC Sports. Welcome, UH head football coach Norm Chow. Coach, you talked about it last night. Again, it's that start for some who knows why reason. You dig a deep hole. Your kids, and bless them for that. It's tough to fight back. Could easily roll over. They fight back, make it close, not close enough.
We just can't make mistakes, Robert. When you play good football teams, we have to be able to do things the right way. And the players are trying. I love their effort. I love what they do. We talk about little mistakes that become big ones. That first turnover on the first drive, was unfortunate. But those are the kind of things that you cannot do against good football teams.
Coach, you mentioned that opening drive, and people in television land, national TV, never got to saw that first drive because the previous game went long. They took the Hawaii game in progress. Now here's that first drive. It's almost a deja vu moment to the game against Washington where you open up like clockwork and start marching down the field. This all by design?
Well, we spent a lot of time with the first 12 plays, the script of the first 12 plays by hash marks and so forth. We need to come back after that, though. We had a good drive, but then we stalled a little bit after we turned the ball over.
So it's Joey Josefa with a 14-yard run. Marcus Kemp gets a 16-yard reception. And then this is your 250-pound running back actually overthrowing a receiver and quarterback Ikaika Wuzi. He's got an arm.
Well, he does. And Joey always wants the ball. He always wants to do things with the ball and deserves a chance to do that. But he's such a nice player and such a terrific young man. We certainly want to give him that choice, that opportunity.
So you get Joey running the ball, then your quarterback Ikaika Wuzi fighting for extra yards. And when it all matters most, when it's 4th and 1, that guy number 11 is smart to give it to number 7 because on 4th and 1 he got 9. So Josefa gets the first down, and you start spreading the ball around. We saw Marcus Kemp with the catch earlier in this drive, and has a reception by Quinton Pedroza that sets you up in excellent field position, and you can't help but think, wow, Hawaii's going to march in, and then the big hit.
Yeah, then the big hit and the turnover. It's unfortunate. Our first turnover of the year, actually,
yeah.
Robert, and Joey obviously didn't. It just happens.
Now, defender did put his helmet right on that football. You mentioned that by design, you guys sit down as a coaching staff and you try to script the first 10, 12, 15 plays, maybe. That opening drive, talk to Jordan Wynn, talk to Ikaika Wuzi after the game about that move.
The opening drive, we came out, just running down the field and making big-time plays. We're just moving, and it definitely felt good to do that. But we unfortunately we had a fumble. It's always hard to deal with, but it is what it is. But after that, we kind of just was flat after that. So one thing that we need to work on is just sustaining drives like we were supposed to do last week.
Just the guy made a hit Joey low, coughed up the football. Can't do that against a Pac-12 team, so gotta clean it up.
Now, talk about your quarterback. And he mentioned it earlier. On 7 of 16 offensive possessions, 3 and out. That's obviously not getting the job done. Your thoughts on Ikaika Wuzi?
Well, I thought we hit a lull. And Joe and I talked about it this morning that perhaps, and I've done this in the past, we will script a second 12-play drive as well, or scheme as well. We can't do that. Once we figured out what they were trying to do, that's why you script the first 12 to get an idea what they want to do defensively, and we can't have that. And Ikaika knew that, came back strong, a little bit stronger, but we were close. Now we were close to making a change. He knew that, and we needed a lift.
Now, if you had made a change, you were going to go with Higgins or Taylor Graham?
We were going to go with Jeremy.
So Jeremy was going to get a shot. Ikaika did start, did finish the game. Took a couple of shots throughout the process. And I thought he was actually got real hurt on that play when he got lit up. His numbers, not the best, but his fight, his effort in the second half, running the football and not giving up, I'm sure you appreciate it.
Well, you do. He's a very good athlete. Can do it both. Run and throw, but he needs to learn. He needs to grow up. He needs to learn to make the right decisions with the ball, that kind of stuff.
So Ikaika Wuzi threw for 236 yards, 20 of 50 on the ground, 31 yards rushing, including a touchdown.
Just disappointed, disappointed in the way I played tonight. I played pretty poorly for my team, and that's something that's hard to deal with. As a leader, I need to play better. But anytime you lose, it's something hard to deal with. But you just gotta go in tomorrow, watch the film, learn from the mistakes, and just continue to move forward.
Now, Coach, here's the big thing, the big concern offensively. Late in the game, against the Beavers, that guy, Joey Josefa, came up with an injury. What's the latest? What was the injury? What's the future look like?
Well, it deals with his ankle, Robert. The doctors are coming in this afternoon. We'll know more later on today. But it looks fairly serious, and he's such a leader and he's such a good guy to have around. Unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with that.
Now, Joey Iosef had 143 yards rushing in your season opener against Washington. Against the Beavers, he carried the football 19 times for a total of 54 yards, but a career high of 3 touchdowns, and he scored now in 6 consecutive games as the running back for UH. Going into the season, going into the first 2 games against those brand name teams, his value was sky high.
It was, and it is still, and regardless of what game we play in. He's a very valuable guy, like I said. But I have to always mention that Steve Lakalaka has played well as well, and he takes some of the heat off of Joey, and we need to continue to develop Steve. We can't give Joey as many rushes. Now, he didn't get as many last night because we fell behind, felt like we needed to throw the ball around a little bit.
So once you get behind, it changes the game plan.
Of course
changes
it does.
How much you can lean on your running back. Joey's 6 feet, about 250 pounds. Showed you the arm early in that opening drive. And his toughness is never in question. What was in question, I thought, after week 1 against the Huskies was production from the receiving corps. And I think after watching the game against the Beavers, for me anyway, one of the players that improved most between game 1 and game 2, jersey 14, Marcus Kent.
No question about that either, Robert. I actually brought him into my office this week and challenged him to be our number 1 receiver and to make the big plays. Anytime you have a single cut guy, he has to make the big play, like Chris Gant did for us last year, because the way the defenses are set up, it's a lot of times it's one-on-one. And I thought Marcus did play very well last night.
Now, Marcus Kemp in game 1 had 4 receptions for 31 yards. Against Oregon State, 5 catches for 102 yards. And all things considered, he broke some tackles to extend some plays.
He did, and got called on an offensive pass interference call. I looked at the tape over and over this morning and can't quite figure that one out. But that was a big play as well that got taken away from us toward the end of the game.
Number 14, clearly one of the bright spots in the game against OSU.
They say the biggest improvement is from week 1 to week 2, and I took that to heart, and I didn't think I did well enough in the first week. So all through the week of practice, I told myself I need to do a lot better, and I hope I came out and did my thing.
That was a bright spot of tonight, to see him do something with the football when we got it in his hand. Got to find ways to continue to get him the football in effective spots.
Kemp, he's going to be a big-time player for us. He works hard. He runs really good routes and has really good hands, and he makes big-time plays. And my comfortability level with him's always been there. Starting from the summer, working out. But I'm definitely excited for what the road has for us, and I just got to keep getting better.
Now you have the right to say, Jordan, he can throw 14 the ball.
Exactly. I can go out on the sideline and tell Kaike, hey, put it out there. I'm gonna go get it.
So you may have created a monster. He wants the ball now.
They all do. All good players want it.
When we continue, we'll talk defense and injury of concern on that side of the ball as well. This is Norm Chow, Inside Access on OC Sports. The stuff that you didn't like, that you saw, are they all fixable?
I think so. I still like our personnel. When we get the league, I think we got as good a personnel as anybody. We just got to shore up little things. And again, we'll watch film tomorrow. We'll get these things fixed. We got to take a huge step forward. We got a good team coming in next week, and that'll be a good test. But we got to take the fight to them. We got to handle our side of things, and then see how things fall.
Welcome back to Norm Chow Inside Access here on OC Sports. I'm Robert Kikola, Coach Norm Chow, the Rainbow Warriors. Defense, 348 yards and 31 points in the first half allowed. Second half, only 116 yards and 7 points. What was the difference?
Well, Kevin does a nice job at halftime of making adjustments. During the course of a game, it's hard to sit down and make definitive adjustments. And I know he went in at halftime, was not pleased with the push we had up front, with the heat. You leave a good quarterback like Sean alone, and he obviously he'll hurt you. And I thought we put a lot more pressure on the second half than we did in the first.
I mean, throughout the early part of that game, it seemed Mannion was in total control, knew exactly what he wanted to do, knew exactly where he could fit the ball into the Hawaii defense.
He does. It's interesting to watch a guy like that. His experience. Like you said, he knows exactly what he wanted to do with the ball. He knew exactly where his check down system was. he's a good player, and will make himself a lot of money next year.
Is this football team that much better than Washington, or did the Hawaii defense not play as good?
That's a good question, Robert. This is a very experienced, well-coached football team, without a doubt. You know, it was a little different style. They played with a veteran quarterback last week was played with a rookie. The quarterback is such a difference. You know, it is a quarterback-driven game, as we all know, and Sean certainly is at the top of his game.
And there you see the numbers. Mannion, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Teron Ward at running back, 15 catches, 124 yards. They were that good.
That's a very good ball club, and it wasn't the fact that they were just coming out and just knocking us around. It was the very good quarterback who kept putting that team in a good situation. We felt like in the first half we were on our heels the whole time because he kept checking to different things, and we got to just be able to overcome, to be a good team. We got to be able to overcome those things and handle all situations.
How good is Sean Mannion in your opinion?
He's definitely a first-day draft pick, in my opinion. He did a great job, not only with his arm and his athleticism and all those things, but just putting their offense in a good situation every chance he could. The West Coast offense, they just kept dinking and dunking and throwing the ball around and did a great job.
A couple last thoughts on Mannion. Is it fair that he's already 6'5" and his release is like 2 feet over his head?
It's a beautiful release. You know, if you were to film a training tape, that's who you do it of.
And I hate to look at the other guys and start gushing, but I'll tell you this much. I'm pretty sure I had to call plays for Oregon State. None of those pass plays would be horizontal. I go vertical the entire game with that guy throwing it.
Well, he does it, and he knows his check down system too. Those tight ends really had a nice day as well.
As much as the injury of concern on offense is Joey Iosefa, as an injury concern on defense, outside linebacker Gerald Garcia Williams. This is what I know. He left the stadium on crutches. What's the update?
Well, probably not a good one. They're checking on his knee. They did so this morning about 11:30. I didn't hear the results, but there's an MRI scheduled. It certainly doesn't look good, Robert. But again, a little curve in the road. We just need to keep pressing forward. We need to keep going. We need to be positive. We have a long season yet to go.
On offense, I thought Marcus Kemp was the guy who made the improvement. On defense, as far as impact plays are concerned, between Game 1 and Game 2, TJ Taimatuia makes turnover, gets a big play in the backfield.
He did. He's a very valuable guy as well. I thought Kennedy played well. Luke Shawley played well. And a lot of the guys in our secondary played well. Our safeties did. Trayvon Henderson. So there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of reasons to be real positive, to continue to be positive. And there's another good team coming to town now.
Now, as much as football is a team sport, as much as sometimes you see it individualized, one guy did not want to play that game, and that was TJ. All he could talk about was a team loss.
Mannion drops, looks over the top, it's picked off. TJ Taimatuia. A huge break here for the Rainbow Warriors.
It's exactly what they needed. They're trying to set up a screen. And Taimatuia, the outside linebacker, number 3, recognizes it, comes out of it, puts his hands up, and steps right in front of Storm Woods, who is attempting to get the pass away.
It still won't feel good unless we accomplish, what we came here to do. And I feel like that stats is good, but we didn't do it.
You love when you see a kid who doesn't want to talk about himself, don't you?
No question about it. We're a football team. We spend a lot of time telling themselves that. We tell ourselves that we are a football team, and one person doesn't. Although it's not quite like basketball, where one guy can really make a difference. We're a football team. Offense, defense teams. We have to put it all together.
So Joey commits the first turnover for your team this season. TJ gets the first turnover for your team this season. That wasn't the only one of the game. We'll get to that later. Hawaii's Trayvon Henderson with the super cuts that rock, leading Hawaii with 11 tackles. Norm Chow, inside access, continues after this timeout.
Man, it was more of we know what we got to do, and we just got to go out there and do it. We got another half to play. And to me, I told the guys, they probably think they feel like they won the game, because they're up 31-7, and told them, man, that we got to play. We still got a lot of game to play. That was the problem, that we didn't do that in the first half. And it would have been a different ballgame because it was the penalties and the mistakes. The mistakes, the penalties cost us.
Emotion by one of your linebackers. We talked turnovers. On special teams against Oregon State, you get 2 turnovers on special teams, that unit's playing very well.
They are. They're again very well coached. They take pride in what they do. We're not deep enough, so we have to use some of our regulars that we may want to look into to try to slow that down, so they have the energy to play all game. But that was nice. It was nice to see it. Got us back into the ball game. We take great pride in our special teams.
Maybe you call it the buddy system. On special teams, Lance Williams and Benny Fonua against Oregon State teamed up very well.
Just like practice, just like practice. What Coach Dean will say, what you do in practice is what you do in the game. Right when he called that play, boom, I was ready. I wasn't really nervous. I was like, we're going to get this punt. Right, I got it, boom, he blocked down, scheme off the shoulder, and look to the triangle, and then we got a block. Just like practice.
But you and Benny on special teams, you guys are having way too much fun, aren't you?
Special teams, we all having fun. That's what you gotta do. We gotta have fun. Me and Benny, we tight right there. We always tight. Like I tight with my linebackers. Benny is my dog. And plus Coach Demo, what he game plans for us. That dude is a real coach, man. I love Coach Demo to death, and he just gives us schemes that we just gotta execute, and he knows what he's doing.
Lance Williams gets the block punt, and then Benny Fonua gets the recovery. And on a kickoff, after you score, you get the ball right back. They dematch it first on the spot. Benny Fonua puts a hit, and then it's Lance Williams getting the recovery. So you get 3 turnovers. You're still +2 in the turnover department this season.
Well, no. I think we gave up 2, Robert. I thought we had 2. I'm sure the punt is a turnover. I don't know. I thought this morning's paper.
Threw interception. That's right.
Dikaika threw an interception and Joey's fumble. I looked at the stats this morning. I think we're still at 0.
So block punt is not a turnover.
Well, I don't know, but it was 2. I know we had 2. We got 2 and we gave up 2. We were at 0.
0's good though.
Whatever it was good. However they rule it, yeah, it was good.
Okay, I gotta ask, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask. You have any comment about the officiating?
Well, the only thing I'm going to question is why in the world they were Pac-12 guys.
Yeah.
I remember them from the past. I knew the referee. I'd met the referee before, and we're not going to get the top crew, right? SC's playing Stanford, whatever. Why in the world we got a Pac-12 crew? I guess I'll have to ask Ben.
And I know you can't talk about it, but I have to ask. But I can talk about it. I thought that pass interference call against Julian Jenner, when both players are 2 steps out of bounds, is ridiculous. And I thought Julian Jenner getting called for roughing the passer, which I thought took the wind out of your sail. It took the momentum, clearly gave it to Oregon State. He was engaged in a block. It's not like he's solo, untouched, and say, I see the needs of a big, tall quarterback. I'm going to try and take it out. He was engaged.
Yeah, whatever, Robert. We can go on and on. There was an offensive pass interference call late in the ballgame by Marcus. He actually had the guy fall over.
It's a jump ball.
Yeah.
Okay, but we don't want to get you in trouble.
Nah, I don't want to get in trouble.
Final numbers. Hawaii versus Oregon State. Here's what it looks like. 22 first downs to 20 in favor of Oregon State. Total offense, 464 to 336. Sacks, not bad. You only give up 2 sacks to a Pac-12 brand name team. Of those numbers, what jumps out on to you?
Well, we need to get a better possession time deal. That's always a critical number. We need to improve on our 3rd down conversions. We did a nice job of stopping them. It was okay. We need to run more plays.
97 offensive plays in that season opener. How many offensive plays against Oregon State?
84.
84. What's the number that you target and you want to be at?
No. We don't target anything. We want to run a lot of plays. The more plays you run, the more chances you have of being successful.
The more you get them on their heels.
That's right.
You take in charge.
But they play a different game. They huddle. They walk to the line of scrimmage. That's their style, the NFL style, like Kevin was talking about, that West Coast offense. So it was going to take some time off the clock.
This is Norm Chow, Inside Access on OC Sports. We'll be back with more after this timeout. We're talking tattoos. Welcome back to Norm Chow, Inside Access here on OC Sports. We are joined now for our weekly Size Matters segment. Stephen Tsai from the Star Advertiser, host of the Warrior Beat. First thing, Ikaika Wuzi went over his numbers early, 236 yards passing, 34 yards rushing, 50 pass attempts in that game. Through his first INT of the season, came this close on a couple of long balls into the end zone. Your thoughts on Woolsey at quarterback?
I think he fits this offense really nicely, and the things he can do, the way he can roll out, the way he can throw, and the way he can just command his team. I think he's a nice fit for it. But there are times he struggles, and I think in this sort of situation, I know they were warming up a couple of guys when he was struggling, but I think you kind of have to let him play through it because he's that good. You've had so much time to evaluate him in the spring, in fall camp, that I think he really deserves that chance to kind of play through this and not have to worry about being pulled out.
You thought he was going to get the hook, didn't you? I saw you tweet early during the game.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like, maybe for his own survival, he could have taken the hook. But I think, again, when he started to get it going and when he got a little bit better protection, started to move a little bit better, he's got to stay in. But, he's that good a quarterback, and he's only a sophomore, and I really think, he's got to really have to be given the chance to play through it.
You see the bullpen start warming up two arms.
Yes.
You start to think, here comes a substitution. Defense, first half. That coach had mentioned it's like a broken record. Mm-hmm. We've heard this song before. This team, for some reason, you sense energy being sucked out of them early in that first half. That's too deep of a hole against too deep of a team, talent-wise, to dig yourself.
Right, and a lot of it is just what the other team did, and that was a really good quarterback and great tight ends, great package, and a great system. Mike Riley's been there for a long time, and I just think they have it down. They know what they're going to do. They have their system, and they play with confidence even when they're on the road. And I think that creates problems for a team that's still kind of adjusting to a new defense under Kevin Clune.
Let me ask you a question. You have tattoos?
And, the one where you get the Japanese bubble gum and you rub it on there. Yeah.
You may not have tattoos. A lot of the guys on the team have tattoos. Some for whatever reason, some for special reasons. Most impressive tattoo you saw this week?
Well, I just thought Jason Moroka's whole body of work, the whole mural, I thought that was just really impressive. Of course, back in our day, when you see a guy with a Japanese surname with that many tattoos, you kind of start to count the fingers. But hey, I thought it's very impressive. It's very nice artwork.
So just to correct, before we go to our Size Matters piece, you like Jason Moroka's package, right? Here's Stephen Tsai this week.
How many tattoos do you have?
My mom said too many.
Can you explain some of the meanings behind some of your tattoos?
Well, I got this cross, and it says fear none. So I don't fear nothing with God. I got this just to beat all the odds.
And the MOB?
That's inappropriate for the camera.
Hey, what does this mean, the MOB sign? I always wondered what that meant.
We already went over this. It's not acceptable for the camera.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
I think you have everything here but a girlfriend's name.
No comment.
Right here, I got my sister's name, Okelani. That's my mom's middle name too, so I got it for them. And then right here, obviously you see the California, that's where I'm from. And then the 510 is my area code. And then back here I have my brother's keepers with their initials, Jordan Woozy and Kaylee E. Woozy. And then up here, I got a cross with some roses.
It says brothers. I think about 10 of us got it. We just thought that we wanted to carry each other around for the rest of our lives, and that's why we got the tattoo.
What'd your folks think when they saw it?
They were supportive. They thought if I was going to get a tattoo that it should be of something that meant a lot to me, so they were supportive of it.
This is just a traditional Samoan-style tattoo. I got it from my uncle. And this one, I just got it on a random day. It's a cross and has the nails going across. It just says, only God can judge me.
Well, this was the first one I got. It means family in Chinese. Me, my dad, my sister, and my uncle got it. My St. Louis tattoo for my Crusaders. And then a Polynesian tattoo goes out to my chest and my ribs.
And you know what the Chinese symbol there? Did you double check to make sure it was the right word?
Yeah. It was my sister's idea, and she did all this research and stuff.
Well, this is like a picture of Jesus, and it say RP to my friend who died. Then I got my mama right here, and it says Mama's boy.
Are you very close to your mom then? Or?
Yeah, I'm a mother's boy.
And what did she think when she got the tattoo?
Oh, she loved it. She said it make her, but the tattoo make her look a little more Asian. for some reason.
Back in the days in the American style movie, use spear. If you see the kind of spear that we have here in the ox and everything. And then back here, in one house, there's a strong bow that hold the whole house. When that break, the whole house came down. So it's more like a strong metal, whatever, that hold on to the whole house.
What do you do for 5 hours while someone's tattooing your arm?
Play Flappy Bird on your cell phone, Candy Crush.
What do you do during 5 hours?
Paint and just fall asleep.
I don't think you have any.
0 tattoos, sir.
Why is that?
Because, well, it's kind of religious. In the Mormon church, teach our body's a temple, so try to keep it clean.
Seems like no tattoos is the new tattoos.
I guess so.
I just made that
I
up.
got this scar. I got scars, but no tattoos.
Okay. If you had to get one tattoo, what would you get?
Oh, I would get a tattoo of some Chinese symbol that I would have no meaning with.
No, there was one tattoo in particular. And all the cultural Polynesian tattoos are cool. Hulk Hogan-like. If you stick out your forearm and say, brother. Brandon Urban is not the only one that says brother. What's the story behind that?
Well, I guess it's, he went to the same school as Clark, and they both got one of the 10 people that got the symbol there. And
So there's 10 brothers.
Yes, it is. I kind of wonder, there were 11 on an offense, so I'm wondering who didn't get one.
Who got left off? Was it free?
Maybe his was said father, I don't know.
Okay, and talk about, have you done any homework on Northern Iowa, next opponent for UH?
I just know they throw a lot.
Really?
Yes. And
What's their nickname?
I don't know, the throw lots.
The Northern Iowa Panthers.
We play one game at a time, right? You gotta prepare one game at a time.
You know why? Because size matters. Stephen Size, star advertiser, host of the Warrior Beat, joining us on Norm Chow, Inside Access here in OC Sports. Be back, Captain. Looking ahead, Hawaii at 0-2, losses to Washington 17-16, and Oregon State 38-30. Next game, next weekend at Aloha Stadium against the Northern Iowa Panthers. But keep looking ahead. Then it's on the road, Colorado, on the road to Rice. Conference begins October 11th against the Cowboys of Wyoming, and then back on the road against the Aztecs of San Diego State on October the 18th. It's Nevada, October 25th. That November schedule, and the season, the regular season, ends for Hawaii on the road November 29th against Fresno State. Welcome back to Norm Chow, Inside Access here in OC Sports. Now, I say this with all due respect to Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa is a quality Division II FCS program, quality team. But the University of Hawaii and your program, your football team, if they want to be the team that they want to be, you have to beat the Northern Iowas of the college football world, correct?
Well, you should, because they're an FCS school. They have a terrific quarterback. They have a very good running back. They're, like Kevin said, they're going to be a challenge. We always sneak a peek later on in the week, and they're a very, very good football team. What Iowa beat them is the only game they played so far this go around. They beat Iowa last year, University of Iowa last year. So it'll be another challenge for us, but it's not about that. Yeah. It's not about the opponents. It's about us getting healthy, us getting ready physically and mentally to cut down on the errors and play some good football.
What surprised me is I started to look at Northern Iowa on Friday and Saturday. How does that program have an offensive line that goes 6'4", 6'5", 6'7", 6'6"? I don't understand that.
Double transfers. I don't know, Robert, but there's a lot of good players in that part of the country, and I'm sure they get their share.
And in their favor, it's a perfect storm for Northern Iowa. They get a bye week to prepare for Division I football. That's quality time for the Panthers.
Yeah, it is. It is. Again, it's about us. We have to make sure we're ready, and I know our guys will be. I love our players. I love the attitude that they have, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready.
I asked a couple of players after the game against Oregon State. Let me ask you, your reaction to just the Oregon State game. Is it disappointment? Is it mad? Is it anger? What is it? How do you describe what you felt?
Disappointment. I think because I felt going in we had a chance to win. We knew we had a shot to win. The players believe we had a shot to win. Our players believe we can win every game we play, and we need to feel that way. We really, really need to feel that way.
Late fourth quarter, you get it to 38-30. You got the turnover on special team block punt. You got the turnover on the kickoff. Did you feel the other guys starting to squeeze? Were you getting excited?
Well, we thought we had a shot. We even had our 2-point play set up, and it just didn't happen.
That close.
Not good enough. Not good enough, Robert. Not good enough. Being that close is absolutely not good enough.
Good luck this week in preparing for game number 3 of 2014.
Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Thanks for having me.
For Hawaii head coach Norm Chow, for our entire crew here at OC Sports, I'm Robert Kikawa. This has been Norm Chow, Inside Access on OC Sports.
Norm Chow, Inside Access, has been sponsored by Bank of Hawaii, Chevron, and Hawaii Honda Dealers.